So, Enshrouded, here's where we built. This is where you start, the center vault. We came on, normally you build your first house in here. We came over here to this plateau area, and here's where we built. So, it's my first time ever doing this, so bear with me. I'll give you a little preview from our flame. So, everything was just sort of put together over time. There's part of a windmill. I think I'm going to change it in the next one. This is on a private server. We made a little garden area. Storage, we did this way. Made a little fireplace. I decided to make it look sort of like it was overgrown, so I put flower bedding up on top of the roof pieces and up the sides because I could not get vines to work. Made a little fireplace. Just sort of went sort of natural. Oh, there's a back porch. The edge of our 160 by 160 is exactly on this line. So from down from the garden area, we made like a little seating area. And throughout the village, you'll see little, I wanted to fill it. So we made little potted plant areas and little fireplace areas for everybody to sit at. When we first got here, the first thing we built was a storage area. Everything's storage. There's a little secret door to go into the little house next door I'll show you. Just simple. The second building I built was the first hobbit hole ever. I was told it needed more greenery on it. It was way more out of the dirt, so I moved it in more. Just simple. This is before I could figure out that there was the working tool, building tool, how you can take one cube out at a time. This is just a sort of organic-y stair. This is when I figured out I could do one block at a time. Gradually, I updated everything. So this bed stand, there were just beds laying here, and I just put more stuff with it, just sort of simple and cozy. I didn't build this hobbit house hole, the next one, until after some of those buildings over there, but we're already over here, so I'm going to show you this one. This is just a simple little benches and use a lot of windows. Another little storage. I just sort of went, some of them I went more organic. I built a big room down here, and obviously I didn't do much with it after that. I wanted to connect them all underground or through a dungeon system. I have not gotten there yet. Secret storage for stuff. Okay. And on all the hobbit holes, I planted trees and flowers and bushes everywhere. Plants, pots. This is supposed to be like a little barbecue seating area. So I made like little seating. People can sit, their benches, I made a little, like, hibachi grill. This, like, little booths around that make it look like people are selling their wares or a place to sit. I started loving these trees, so I just sort of added them. So this is that one first hobbit hole down into the bedroom, that window. And then here's another hobbit hole. I sort of went fancier, you might want to say, with just furniture. It was slowly, gradually getting different blocks. So, little bathroom, little bathroom here. And I was gonna, again, add like a secret door and have it connect. Haven't done that. So, no, just another big, like, open bedroom. And of course, I just started using the different hobbit holes. Why put a door on it if this is your own place? I thought something really cool, which I figured out towards the end of building, was you could use ladders, and on the ladders you could actually connect pots. So I did them back and forth, so it looked like a little archway when people are supposed to build their homes and they don't. So you build them a little, like, guest hobbit hole. So we'll go back over here. The dark tower is a work in progress. At nighttime it glows green. I did not build that. Swag built that. He's working on it. So another little, like, gazebo. This was towards the end of building, just using different materials. Again, ladders. This was, I think, the second place we built here, after, of course, the storage area, and this was just simple. And I actually updated this, started using windows for stairs. This was just one square. I added on that area up there, the attic. Pushed this out once I started figuring out the build tool better. Again, more ladders to make it sort of look, you know, like a real house. Trellises and windows. We had big stairs. I just dug them out to make them look worn out to go around the place. Again, more plants everywhere. Little lights. The edge of our town is obviously in the back of this house. There's the tower. If you want to see more of that, I can do that later. Again, just plants everywhere. The third house we built was that one, but I decided to make sort of like an inn bar. I'm tavern. I'm okay with it. It's not as good as the tavern in the game, but for being so big and learning, I'm gonna start building on another server. Every room is sort of the same. You walk in, there's a sink and a bed. Then I just made like a little kitchen area, like the little VIP, I guess, area. I don't know. Again, another little warm place. I'll go over here. I built, this is the second or third house I built. Thinking I could turn this into an inn, but it's sort of, I don't know, the overseer's house, because it's just so big, and I added this on so I could have more depth to the outside of the buildings, because they're starting to look all flat and one-sided, which I did not like. So I actually dug out walls, put windows in, just a little bathroom, just simple for us as each player to put their stuff in. I actually changed this up. It was all the clay materials. I used, I think, the fancy stone to change it up downstairs. Again, thought I put a secret wall in here, a floor to add on to the dungeon. Not there yet. Again. Made this come out to the roadway that was already there. I started learning how to build, different. You notice everything sort of flat in one style. So I was like, oh, let's build something a little different. So I started just playing with stuff. So like the outside, the little windows, the different walls and scale of different rooms. And why close it in when you could just have it open and look sort of like a blacksmith's home in a way. But this is my first time ever building, so it's plain, simple. The next server, just simple. This is where the blacksmith is underneath. The next building that we're working on, well, home on a different server. It's gonna be this, but I've moved it back and it's gonna be the same area, but we're gonna build into the wall. See how that looks. So then I thought I'd make sort of a darker, witchier mage place. And this is where all these plants were not in here. It was just flat. And I started thinking, oh, let's add plants and bookshelves and the more and more I did, the more I was like, oh, and let's add this and add that. Another room. There's actually a secret door here if it was closed. For underneath the stairs, like you're got a little secret, I don't know, seance room eventually. Go up the stairs. This is another secret door, obviously. Just like, let's work up here. And on the outside, there's a little room. And I thought, oh, let's make it look sort of creepy and like a room you'd have to secretly get to, but you could see it on the outside. Make it look like they sort of built it on at the last minute with old wood. This, of course, goes out to that garden area. The edge of the build is, as you see, our 160 by 160 right there. Little garden, plants everywhere. Started building pathways, brick it in. So then this all was open, so I made another, and this is all the pathways that were here, so I just built around it. So then I built like another sort of back behind everything, little building, again, playing with the different walls and way you could build roofs. And not everything has to be big, although everything tends to get big. Made an open bathroom over here. Again, ladders work amazingly for windows. This is exactly on the edge of the 160 by 160. Just a little room, nothing fancy, but simple. Again, look how big it gets. And just digging into the ground, just sort of going organic with the flow. I started building fireplaces after seeing a couple videos, and I just sort of was like, I don't want to copy, but I want to make my own thing. So I just started messing around with the build tool. It's amazing what you can build in this game with the build tool once you learn it. Just slapped in different bushes and plants everywhere. And then I added this building because the town square was just one big cement. I started out from there and started all with this stone, and then started putting in pathways. And then I was like, well, the town should really not be so empty. So I just started building like little houses and playing with it so I could understand how everything works, the different roofing and pushing walls in or out and messing with it, which helped. There's that blacksmith area that I said I built onto the attic, I was just all square. And then Swag made these heat lamps. Everything's functional. Everything's there. That's the whole thing. Go up here. Maybe you could see better up here. Sorry if I talk too much. It's my first time, too much. It's my first time, as I said. But for a first time build and just sort of throwing it together and seeing what works, what doesn't work. Not too bad, I think. I like the really organic sort of stepping stone wall, break it and make it look old and lived in. I didn't want to mess with this because if you do, then it's gone. I just sort of made it look like, oh, there's a mine being dug out for all the stuff that was already here. My next windmill will be bigger at the bottom and the blade's much longer. It's really hard to put those windows on there. And I'm hoping to make it look more realistic, so put maybe a grinder down there and a pole that goes all the way up. And this is it. It's nothing amazing to look at inside. But that's our first little town, village, whatever you want to call it, on our private server. I'll go inside the tower. I said I'd do it in a different one, but I'll just do it now. He has a little thing to grapple up if you want. Made it look like I wanted him to make a dark tower, so he started working on different ups and downs and this marble and the green glow. And why build scaffolding when you just build blocks? That's what I did on everything, build blocks. Let's see. And there's our little village from up top. The dark little house, the inn, blacksmith, well, all of our NPCs pretty much. All our trees, all our hobbit holes, on top of our hobbit holes. Everything pretty much has a function and works.